Our videographer is ready now, and so are we. In accordance with the provisions of Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 1046, PL 1975, C231, S1, amended 2006 C70 S2, the Asbury Park Board of Education has provided adequate notice of this meeting by sending a notice of the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda of this meeting to Asbury Park Press and the New Coaster on January 4th, 2019 by email. Copies of this notice have also been placed at the Administration Building Board, District Schools, Asbury Park Municipal Building, Asbury Park Police Department, and filed with the City Clerk on January 4th, 2019. Good evening, and how are you all? Are you good? All right, glad to see you. Our mission statement, the Asbury Park School District will provide all students with a comprehensive and progressive education where everyone possesses the skills and character to succeed in a diverse, evolving global society. Mr. Hastings, roll call, please.
Ms. Breach, Mr. Grillo. Here. Ms. Jones. Here. Mr. LaRocca. Here. Ms. Lazinski. Here. Mr. Pinckney. Here. Mr. Saunders. Here. Ms. Etienne. Ms. Abbas-Anderson.
Here. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Superintendent, you have presentations this evening?
I do. We have several presentations tonight. I'm very delighted to bring those forward to the board. I wanted to take some time tonight to allow you to see the magnificent team of individuals that are committed to building a brighter future. And so there are 4 separate recognitions. Our debate team, they continue to exceed and excel in terms of the competition and the fact that they have been placed and positioned to be with some of the most top tier students across this country, and they continue to place in those top rankings, speaks to the opportunities and exposures and why it's important for us to continue to expose our students to being around and being with the top of the top. So that being said, I will be joined with Ms. Debbie Sylvia in recognizing the members from our debate team. Followed by that, I will be recognizing our first female wrestler in the district. It's only fitting and proper, particularly when they've been recognized by the city, that we let them know at home how much we think and what we think and how we feel about them. So I know Principal Baumgartner is also here. I'm going to ask if she would join Ms. Sylvia and I as we call out the names of our debate teams. And kudos to our debate coach, Christine DeMarsico. And oh, our student rep is here? She was able to get off. Please, okay, Ms. Tully, if you could come join us here at the dais. At this particular time, we'd like to announce our student rep, Ms. Elia Tully. And she is now going to be seated here at the dais with us. She might have to come from around to receive an award. Also, can you pick me up? I also want to recognize Dr. Joseph Patton, who's the coach from Monmouth University that continues to work with our students to ensure their success. So I'm going to say their names. As I say your names, please come up. Please, Coach DeMarsico, if you would join us. I don't see Dr. Patton here. Principal Baumgartner. Thanks. That's helpful. And our board president, if you would join me. So I'll call the names, and then we can receive them in this order. Come this way. Okay, our first presentation goes to Iselin Griffith. She is the captain of our debate team and highly sought after for her spoken word skills. Congratulations, we're so proud of you. Thank you for making us so proud. Lucero Ruiz, the assistant captain. These ladies have a really hard job being captain and assistant captain, for which we are so delighted to have them and celebrate them. So I don't want to mispronounce names. Christy Lavrin, she's not here, so I'm going to just say the names if they're not here, and we'll just move along. Jasmine Carter, Jayani Britt Murray, Olivia Nelson. Is Olivia here? Okay. Congratulations. Inaya Preston. Melissa Garcia. Karen Carrasco. Esther Paul. Abigail Contreras. Karan Spriggs. Jean Anellis. Jennifer Cruz Hernandez. Tatiana Larore. Sinesia Marcellus. Daisy Vasquez. Dante Moore. Josh Hardy. Congratulations. Regina Michelle. And then debate coaches Caitlin and Mike. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. Thank you, Coach Mike. And then the team is also assisted by Mehana Murphy, Larea Childress, and Gabby Garcia. If the other members of the board could join us so we can take a group picture, including our student rep. So it's a lot of us here. We have to squeeze in kind of tight. We all in? Next presentation, we'll go to, okay, our next with Principal Baumgartner. Don't go away. Back to the high school. Madam President, if you could join me again. So this young lady was already recognized by the City Council, but as I shared, it's fitting and appropriate that she understands how much pride we have and how much we want to celebrate her in her home as a Blue Bishop. And so, without further ado, I will let Principal Baumgartner call up our first,
I don't need my glasses. Yeah, I don't need my glasses for that.
Our first female.
Our first Asbury Park High School's first female championship wrestler who came in 2 weeks ago, 5th in the state in Atlantic City. Ms. Kwanaje Leguinier, AKA Dida.
We are so proud of you. You definitely serve as a role model for all girls that may be interested in wrestling. So thank you for representing the best in us. Board, if you would accompany me for a photo with Dida. Here's your certificate. Oh, you okay?
Try to balance it out a little bit.
Thank you. The next two people I would like to acknowledge are two staff members who have done an exemplary job. And when we talk about hard work in the Asbury Park School District, hard work means that you're going above and beyond. You're filling a need. I often share with staff that we are here to change lives. Every day, that's our purpose, to change lives. And we're fortunate if this is our work, this is our work because we get paid to do that. So when we are changing lives, it means all the way around. It's not just about the academics, but it's the how we do that, and the care and the love that we show. There are two teachers that exemplify hard work. There are many that exemplify it on a regular basis, but there are two that I wanted to highlight tonight. I wanted to make the board aware of these two teachers because we had some really frigid temperatures, and these two ladies went above and beyond to secure coats. They were looking to find students that needed coats in these frigid temperatures. They secured donations, and sometimes they even went into their own pockets to make sure that that happened. So I wanted you to know who they were because to me, that really exemplifies hard work and is worthy of acknowledgement. So Robin Delgado and Tiffany Sordo, if you could just come forward. Just the basic needs, right, are so key in terms of making sure that our students are successful. If they're cold, if they're hungry, if they don't feel safe, they can't be successful. So thank you so much for making that a priority. Board, if we can. I'd like to get a picture with you, and I know Robin Delgado is not able to be here tonight, but she is the other teacher. Okay, it's a little long, I know. This is the last presentation, but so worth the wait. I have to read a little bit just to lend some context to what this last presentation is all about. So, the autism awareness. We had an initiative in the district that was led by one of our teachers that felt very passionately about autism. It affected her personally. I just want to give you a little background. Thank you for your support and interest in how autism acceptance events began and developed at in Asbury Park. Teacher states that she had someone with autism in her family. Her nephew, Michael, 16, nonverbal, low functioning, high school student diagnosed with autism at the age of 2 and a half, and has been her inspiration ever since. As you can imagine, her family went through several stages of emotions and challenges. We quickly learned love needs no words. She was laid off from Asbury Park School District in 2010 due to budget cuts. At that time, she completed her special ed certification. That provided her with an opportunity to secure employment as a K-2 teacher of children with autism in a district outside of Asbury Park. Her friends shared information about the FACES for Autism organization in the Bubbles for Autism event. In April of that year, the district held its first Bubbles for Autism awareness event under her leadership. In 2013, she was fortunate to return to Asbury Park as a special education inclusion teacher. That spring, we held our first informal Bubbles for Autism event on the playground with the preschool students and teachers in honor of World Autism Day. The speaker was one of our very own OT specialists, Zahava Friedman, that's actually here to this day at Bradley Elementary School. The children saw no matter how different we all are, we can find something that we can all do together. And that was the case for Blowing Bubbles for Autism. The following spring, Bradley Elementary hosted its first school-wide Bubbles for Autism event on the soccer field, forming a human awareness ribbon and blowing bubbles. The following year, Mr. Ruiz was the principal at Bradley Elementary School, and they continued their annual tradition. I'm going to fast forward to in 2017, the founders of the Faces of Autism and creators of Bubble for Autism event came to Bradley to have a Heart for Autism event. That led us up to, we were also highlighted on Channel 12 News, as well as the Faces for Autism webpage. That was the year that we came into the classroom to thank the team. Last year, all 3 elementary schools perfected their events, creating various symbols on the field and blowing bubbles. This school year, we kicked off our district-wide initiative with myself and the team captains. 50 of those individuals attended the first Autism Speaks walk, raising over $3,000, which was huge for the district. Raising $3,000 as a district was the collective effort of many individuals. So tonight, I want you to join me in honoring all of the individuals that were a part of making that happen. And I took the time to read through it. There's a lot more detail here, but I took the time to read through that because there was supposed to be a dinner sponsored by Autism Speaks New Jersey Shore Community. And at that dinner, they were going to present the team leaders and the captains with this plaque. Due to low participation and responses, they canceled that dinner. But it is so important that we take time to recognize, again, the hard work that our staff is engaged in. We all come into this space and place with our own stories. And it's our individual stories that impact and drive what we do on a daily basis. To some, it's not even work. So I want to start by recognizing Donna Ficarra as the leader of this initiative. It was her story that I just read about the personal impact that autism has had on her family. And because it's so personal, and as I share, we all come with our own stories. Because it's so personal to her, it became personal to all of us. And autism, as you know, does not discriminate. And so it is our moral obligation to ensure that we are impacting all of our students' lives. So I want to thank you for your hard work and for convening a group of people that share in your concern and heartfelt interest. And now I want to recognize everyone on the team with this acknowledgement. Okay. Justin Artinet. Sonia Edusari. Oh, I need some help. Clem, can you assist me with the certificates? I'm sorry. Thanks. They're actually all in order. So if you would join me, pardon me, Madam President, members of the board, I guess at this point you might as well just stay here. Because as they come up, then we can take the picture and move this along a little bit faster. But again, I don't want to rush through acknowledging people when they are working from their heart. There's a lot of stuff going on in this world today. And so when people take this kind of time, I think it's fitting and appropriate that we take time to say thank you and acknowledge them for what they're doing. So Justin Artinet, Sonia Ilisari, Lauren Jackson, as I shared, Donna Ficarra, Danielle Petrucci, Tiffany Sorto, Ebony Bryant, Liz Homer, Jasmine Simone, Christina Marone, Tracy Gaddy, Deborah Lee Werner, Noemi Santiago, Laura Brower. So the individuals in front of you, thank you so much. The individuals in front of you represent teachers, teacher assistants, and some support staff. Thank you again for the hard work that you are engaged in. We appreciate you so much.
A lot of great things are happening. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Who's taking a picture? Whose camera?
Got it?
Well set.
Many thanks for your patience. That completes our presentations for tonight. Thank you again.
Madam Superintendent, do you have a report for us?
Yes, I do. Last night was the second night we had the finale. Actually, it was our finale for the 101 Dalmatians production. Excuse me. That's a part of the partnership that we have entered into. We have received, and our application was approved through Disney in schools, over 640 districts in the state of New Jersey. We were one of 7 to receive that application. Very competitive application process was put forward. Very delighted that Lauren Jackson, our supervisor of curriculum and instruction, and our other supervisor of curriculum and instruction, Janice Kropowski, wrote a very competitive application for which we were able to enter into that partnership with Disney and the NJPAC. Our students performed beautifully. The first night, I sat next to our board president, and she kept elbowing me. Oh my gosh, this child, I've never seen this child speak. And to see how animated they were, how excited, how vibrant, it just speaks to the need for our Performing Arts Academy. I was extremely energized and excited around all of that. We have talented teachers that work tirelessly with them from the after-school program under Justin Artinet's leadership. And so I was very delighted to see how our students are embracing the arts. With regard to my report, the district enrollment has been fairly consistent. We do know that there are variables outside of the school's control and the district's control in terms of the families in the community. However, we've remained fairly consistent. So our enrollment and attendance, the same. If you take a look, our March attendance, I have a year-to-year comparison. And for 4 out of 5 of our schools, our attendance is up from last year. In the one school where our attendance is dwindling, some of that has to also do with outside programmatic issues and calendars that don't necessarily coincide with the school district because of special programs that students are in. However, in cases where it may be something other than that, we are making sure that our positive behavior and support in schools is continues to be an incentive and used as an incentive to encourage students to attend. When we look at our demographic data, we note, however small it may be, that our white student population is increasing. And so it just speaks to a changing demographic. When I meet with the teachers, I often talk to them about ensuring that our programs are not solely focused on remediation. I'm delighted that when we look at our analytics and we look at those student performance data, we're finding that more of our students are able to access on-grade level content. Very delighted that our enrollment is beginning to show that others are able to identify that there are, in some cases, no gaps to close. And I give a lot of credit to that, to our early childhood teaching staff, paraprofessionals, and that entire team. That completes my report.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. And if you did not attend the 101 Dalmatian performance, you missed out on a great performance. The kids were just awesome. And I know a few of them, and some of them, just as Madam Superintendent had said, I had not seen this one young lady, really, she was very shy, but she was on stage and she performed and she smiled and she acted. They came to life. So sometimes you may have kids that are acting up in class and you're like, what is up? Why don't you sit still? Maybe it's an acting bug that they have in them, and they need an outlet. But this brought them to life, and it was just a wonderful experience for me. So I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing more performances. So don't cheat yourself. Make sure you go next time.
Excuse me, did anybody videotape it?
So per our contract with Disney, we have very clear parameters around that. We are not allowed to do that. And just if I may add an additional comment to what Madam President shared, I was able to, on the second night, sit with our other board member, Mr. Pinckney, and Mr. Pinckney asked, when's the next production? I'm like, this is it. So again, a lot of excitement around the arts, and we are excited as a district to continue to offer arts programming.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. And now it is public participation in accordance with Board Policy 0167. So even though the podium isn't there, you can stand up. We'll give you a microphone if you have a comment or compliment, or just give us your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes. All righty. Speak now or forever hold your peace. So it is now closed. Monthly HIB report, Madam Superintendent.
Our Director of Student Services is not in. She's not here tonight, so I will have her report out on that HIB report for next month.
Thank you. State Monitor, do you have a report for us this evening?
No.
All right, thank you. And now, Mr. Hastings, acceptance of minutes.
Thank you. Could I have a motion for A1 and 2, items 10 through 12?
I'll move it.
Question? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lozinski? Ms. Jones? Mr. Grillo? Mr. LaRocca? Mr. Pinckney? Mr. Saunders? Ms. Abez Anderson? Motion's carried.
Madam Superintendent, would you like to ask for a consent agenda?
Yes, board members, I'd like to request a consent agenda for items B1 to B7, which includes the addenda.
And we're omitting the policy item. Thank you.
9M3, B on B3. I'll move it with the removal of 9M B3.
Question?
Ms. Lozinski? Yes. Mr. LaRocca? Yes. Mr. Grillo?
Yes.
Ms. Jones? Mr. Pinckney? Mr.
Yes, I
Saunders?
have to abstain from, is this the class trips part of this? Yes, I have to abstain from, number 6.
Thank you. Mr. Saunders? Yes. Ms. Abez Anderson?
Yes.
All items carry.
And now, Mr. Hastings, whenever you're ready, would you like to ask for a consent agenda?
Thank you, Madam President.
You're welcome.
Can I have a motion for all items C1 number 1 through C6 number 1?
Move it.
Question?
With a second, please.
And now question, please? Okay.
Ms. Lozinski? Mr. Pinckney? Mr. Grillo?
Yes to everything, but I'm abstaining on C2 number 5.
Thank you. Ms. Jones? Mr. LaRocca? Mr. Saunders? Ms. Abez Anderson?
Yes.
All items carry.
I'll yield to the board attorney. I don't think I have to abstain on taking a trip to Bell Labs for the sustainability.
I'm sorry, were you asking me if you have to?
Yeah, for the,
I think it's going to carry anyway.
yeah.
If you do
All right, I'll
abstain.
abstain on that. I'll change my vote.
So, Ms. Lozinski, you're abstaining on C2 number 5?
Thank you for attending, by the way.
Thank you.
All items went through?
Yes, ma'am, all items are carried.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Oh, just a second. No, we're good. Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a good night, everybody. All of you, congratulations and thank you for coming out.
Wow.